next one, we're going to try to keep this video relatively short, but still give you plenty of information. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is licensing, permits, and registration for your business. Now, the first thing, your registration, again, you're going to need to talk to your lawyer and make sure that you're getting registered. Now, there's a lot of times once you establish your business, you're still going to have to get permission to operate your business inside the city, because then you have to pay city tax and this, that, and the other, wherever your office is located. We'll talk about some of that stuff later. But whether you set your business up at your house, whether you get an office staff, whether you run it out of a garage, whatever, you need to make sure that you are operating within the rules. Now, you can get by a little bit. Everybody knows the startup's not going to get it up and get it right every single time. But again, this video series is to make sure that you're doing it right. So you're going to have to check out where you need to register your business to do business in that area. So if your city, and you'll find this out fairly quickly, you go to pull a permit, which we're going to talk about in a second, and your business isn't registered within the city or the county or whatever, they're going to let you know. So basically, this part I'm not really going to harp on too much because, guys, it is so different from California to Florida to Alabama to Texas to New York to Minnesota. Every state's different, every city's different, every county's different, and I wish I could help every single person out on your specific area. But at the end of the day, you're gonna figure it out pretty quickly, because you're gonna have to learn the codes for your permitting. You're going to find out where you're going to need to pull permits, which again I'm going to talk about in a second. And you're going to learn pretty quickly where you need to register your business. Now, some people will live this rule as, how's the delicate way of putting it? They are going to ask for forgiveness instead of get permission. So a lot of people will go and do work, and then if they don't get a permit and they get caught, then they'll just pay for it. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just telling you other companies do it. Because a lot of times out in the county, nobody's going out and checking on the building codes. Or in a city, they may tell you need to pull it for a certain project above this amount of dollars, but they're not necessarily going to know whether the job's $25,000 or $20,000, but at $25,000 you're supposed to pull a permit. So as we get into permitting here, the point is with the registration and stuff, you're going to learn, and you're probably, you may get in trouble and you may have to pay a small fine, but it's nothing that's going to cripple your business. So you're just going to kind of figure it out. And I wish I could be more help with that. Now, something I will talk to you about is permitting. Now, permitting may or may not be a big deal in your area right when you're getting started. Again, we're not going to focus on your company 10 years from now. We're going to focus on your company just getting off the ground. Basically, what a permit is typically if you're going to do a roofing project in some cities and some counties and some states, they require you to get a permit or a building permit. And so this is going to follow some type of building code. Now, getting that permit is saying that, hey, I'm going to do this work and I'm going to do it per the code, is basically what the permit is saying. And typically that's run by municipality or by county. I've heard some states or even require some type of code, but typically you're going to do this within a certain area. So if you're going to do a job, let's say if you're in Denver, I have a good buddy that's a roofing contractor in Denver, and I've been out there when they do their permitting, and it's much different than what you do in Alabama. For instance, if I do a project in my hometown and it's a roof under $75,000, I am not required to get a permit. But if it's over $75,000, you do. So you have to get a commercial permit, but for residential, you don't. Now in Denver, I believe it's any roofing project or roofing repair over $2,500, you have to go get a permit. You have to set up inspections. I mean, it's the whole 9 yards. So really at the end of the day, what I want you guys to do is research your area and find out exactly what you need. And you do that by, you can Google all you want to, just call and set up an appointment at your local building code. Talk to the building department and find out exactly what to do. Go in and introduce yourself. There's nothing wrong with going to get to know those guys, because you know what? At the end of the day, you might make a friend within the building department that might help you out down the road. So just go talk to them. Introduce yourself, what you're trying to do, a little bit about your business, and a lot of times that's all you need. They're going to give you all the help and all the information you need to make sure that you're not going to get in trouble. Okay, the last thing we're talking about is licensing. Now, again, just like permitting, licensing can change from state to state. Texas currently does not require a license to be a roofer, believe it or not. Georgia is the same way. I'm trying to think of some other states that don't require. New Hampshire doesn't require a roofing license. There's plenty of other ones out there. If you're in a state, this is one of the first things that you really need to do is find out what kind of licensing that you need. So some of the states require licenses to do any type of roof repair over $2,500. Again, for instance, in the state of Alabama, if you do a projects over $2,500 but less than $50,000, you need a home builder's license. If you do any project over $50,000, you need a general contractor's license. But if you have a general contractor's license and you don't have a home builder's license, now you can't do residential properties. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. We actually got fined for that one time because we had our general contractor's license where we can do roofing projects up to $1 million. $1 million. But I got fined for us doing a $10,000 roof on a residential home because I let my home builder's license expire. As you can imagine, I was super thrilled about it. I don't want to go into it because it's just going to make me mad. We got it resolved. But my point is that every state's different. California has very strict rules with roofing contractors. Florida has very strict rules. There's testing requirements. You've got to prove all this stuff with your business. You've got to have line of credit information. Same way with New York. Make sure that you're finding all this stuff out before you just hop off and start a company and then realize you can't get licensed for it. Or worse yet, you have to operate on somebody else's license. We're not even going to talk about doing that because I really don't want to see you do that. I've never seen someone working under someone else's license where somebody didn't get screwed in the end. I'm sure it's happened. I'm sure some people's had good relationships with it. I've just never seen it. I know that anytime that somebody's reached out to us wanting to operate under our license, we never let anyone, but the conversations broke down pretty quickly on what they were trying to do and what they wanted and things like that. So again, I'm not telling you what to do. You're a grown up. You can make your own decisions. Again, I just have never seen this really work out for someone. So guys, at the end of the day, I wish I could go through everybody's company and give you the best information about your local area. But at this point, you kind of got to research this on your own because it's so specific during each area, okay? But do make sure this is a really important part. Do your research on your registrations you need, your permitting, and if you need a certain license.